Lucas is in kindergarten. I get a note home and the school has decided not to advance Lucas from K4 to K5. Needless to say, that precipitated a visit to the school. And so I sit down with the principal and the headmaster and the lady who is testing to move Lucas to K5. She's telling me, she doesn't think that Lucas is prepared to go to K5, and I'm like, okay. Talk to me a little bit about how you came to that conclusion. And she's like, well, he's really struggling with the E and the I. And you do understand he speaks 2 languages, correct? And she's like, well, that's really irrelevant. And I'm like, well, actually, it's not irrelevant because the E and the I are opposite sounds in Spanish to English. It's possible that he's having some trouble discerning the pronunciation in English versus Spanish. So we've gotten past that. What's your next criteria to pass him into K5? She says, well, he doesn't know his colors. Yes, he does. She goes, no, he doesn't know his colors. He doesn't know the difference between the red chair and the blue chair. I said, what do you mean he doesn't know the difference between the red chair and the blue chair? She said, well, he thinks that the red chair is orange and the blue chair is green. I said, oh, he knows the difference between the red chair and the blue chair. He just doesn't acknowledge red and blue because green and orange are his favorite colors. So he tends to think of everything in shades of red and green. She goes, that's gonna be a problem. I said, trust me, lady, he's not gonna be 30 years old and not know the difference between red and green. I'm not concerned. Is there any other criteria that you used to advance him? And she's like, well, no, the other criteria he did fine in. I said, what was that? She goes, well, he had to identify animals. And how many animals did he have to identify? 35 animals he had to identify. He's 4. How many did he identify? He knew 32. So let me get this straight. You don't want to advance him to K5 because he speaks 2 languages and can't tell the difference between the I and the E in English and in Spanish. And you're concerned he doesn't know the difference between the red and the blue chair because he sees things in shades of green and orange. And yet he knows 32 of the 35 animals. You might want to reevaluate your criteria. We'll be passing him to K5.